Hide this stuff from the general public.
There is a video, high resolution, that we're seeing in the air and possibly in space and even underwater. So that is a fundamentally different type of technology than we are used to dealing with.
Get ready to find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Luis Elizondo, former head of the Pentagon's secret UFO investigation program, opens up to Joe Rogan and makes a shocking revelation about unexplained phenomena. What is really hidden from our eyes? Elizondo talks about secret files, unbelievable sightings, and technologies that go beyond our understanding. Before you start, check if you are already subscribed to this channel. This way, you guarantee immediate access to exclusive content and intriguing revelations about UFOs and government secrets, always firsthand.
So that's a lot of them, right? A lot of them are reported as being transmedium.
Right. So that exactly why do we use the term UAP, right? Now it's unidentified anomalous phenomenon because it's all domain. Initially it was UFO, unidentified flying object. And for several reasons, they changed the name. One of them, not just because of stigma like people think, but because the word flying object means flight. And
right.
You have to have wings to fly. That's flight. And these things don't have wings. So that term, we're not even sure is even accurate anymore because they're not necessarily flying. We see them underwater. We see them super high altitude. So the term was changed to unidentified aerial phenomenon. But again, that did not encompass all the observations we were seeing. So now the term UAP, I think the latest description of it is unidentified anomalous phenomenon to help describe this multi-domain or transmedium characteristic that we are beginning to see and record that these things can do. And that is, I'm gonna, if I can digress for a second, because that's super important, Joe. Mm-hmm. We have transmedium vehicles, right? We have things like seaplanes. And it's a plane and it can float on water. But let's face it, a seaplane is neither a really good plane or a really good boat because it's a compromise. It's a design compromise between an object that you want to perform in the air and in the sea. And that's why it's neither really good at both. Same thing with, for example, the space shuttle. It goes out into space and it can glide down, but it's not a very good airplane, comes down like a brick,
right.
Because there's design compromises and performance compromises. But what we are seeing doesn't have any of that attributable compromise. It's not, these objects aren't slowing down. They're not changing their performance capabilities. They can do the same thing that we're seeing in the air and possibly in space and even underwater. So that is a fundamentally different type of technology than we are used to dealing with.
Is the assumption that they are doing something with space-time and gravity around them rather than using something like a jet propulsion engine that
Correct.
blasts fire out the back and it makes it go fast forward?
Right.
That they're doing something that alters the gravity around them.
Yeah. So
and that's why they can go through everything.
Yeah. So we had some of the best scientists on the team, folks like Dr. Hal Puthoff and some other folks that I'm not allowed to say their names, Dr. Art Davis and some others, that were doing the calculations, mathematical calculations on how this is possible. And the consensus was by the scientists, not me, because I'm not a physics expert and I'm not an astrophysicist. They were saying that, so let me back up here. Initially, the government for years was trying to identify the different exotic technologies that could explain the different performance characteristics. And it was during the ATIP years that the scientists had this consensus that if you had one type of technology, if you could do one thing, all these other observables now become possible. Kind of think of like a unifying theory. Mm-hmm. And so if you had the ability to create this bubble around you in a localized area that insulated you from the effects of Earth's gravity. Now, what is gravity? People think that, when I drop my glasses, that's gravity. That's not gravity. That's an effect of gravity. Gravity is the warping of space-time. And that's important because people you hear the term thrown around a lot, but they don't realize that space and time are actually connected. They are one and the same. They're opposite sides, if you will, of the same coin. And so you can't have one without the other. And so you have this ability to create a bubble around you that insulates you from the warping of space-time.
Get ready to find out what the government doesn't want you to know. Luis Elizondo, former head of the Pentagon's secret UFO investigation program, opens up to Joe Rogan and makes a shocking revelation about unexplained phenomena. What is really hidden from our eyes? Elizondo talks about secret files, unbelievable sightings, and technologies that go beyond our understanding. Before you start, check if you are already subscribed to this channel. This way, you guarantee immediate access to exclusive content and intriguing revelations about UFOs and government secrets, always first-hand.